tell me this. What is it you want me to put? You're asking me to put this place 12 months so that he doesn't come around you and he doesn't see the kid and all that. That's what you're asking me to do?
No, ma'am. It's not my intentions to keep. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my.
Wait a minute. Did something I say hit a chord? Oh my God.
What just happened?
It's not
my testimony about to give is the truth.
What up, everybody? Y'all check out this TPO case with me. I'm about to review it for the first time. This is my first time seeing it, so you guys are going to witness my reaction. Y'all leave your comments below what you think about this once it's over.
Truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams, you need to send your witness. Can't be in the room with you, okay? All right, Ms. Smith, what I like to do is I like you to start from the most recent event and work backwards and tell me specifically what Mr. Williams did to you, not anybody else. What he did to you, not what he did to your mother, brother, sister, cousin, all that. They would have to be here to testify that. But what he did to you, okay? And then, Mr. Williams, I'll let you respond. Please don't interrupt her. If you interrupt her, I'm going to mute you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And she won't interrupt you. Go ahead, Ms. Smith.
Recently, on January 2nd, he came to pick up our daughter, and my father wanted to speak to him inside the house, and he kind of got aggressive towards him. It was just a whole thing with him and his mom, and we were trying to talk to him about how he's been disrespecting me and just calling me out of my name, and he didn't want to talk, so it got into this big thing, and he basically pushed my father down. He tried to charge towards me and my mom, and that was the most recently, but it's just been like an ongoing thing. He's been disrespecting me. I have voice recordings and text messages to prove. Yeah, he's just been verbally abusing me and threatening me, and it's just been a lot.
All right, so if you have.
So I don't know this woman from a can of paint, but when I first hear women speak and they talk, first of all, she's rocking back and forth. So I'm like, what's she so nervous about? Then she starts talking about, he's disrespecting me, verbally abusing me. Not once has she said that he physically put his hands on her. So that already kind of leaves my antennas up. But hey, I could be loud and wrong. Let's see.
You're kind of telling me in general. I need to know some specifics. So if you have recordings of call where, like he says, he's gonna, come beat you.
Yes, ma'am. I have 2 voice recordings I would like to play.
Okay, just tell me. It's between you and him, right?
Yes.
Okay, or he called you, not anybody else wants to know. So tell me the date of it, and then play it so that we can hear.
Yes, ma'am. 1 second. This one is December 14th.
Okay, go ahead.
I said what I said, bro. Stop trying me. Stop playing with me. I would have never got this piped up or mad if you would have strapped Randy in, or you would have said, Christopher, strap her in. Nigga, you came to my car and you didn't say nothing, bro. You said Randy right there, shut the door and left. And I'm in the car with your mama. You gotta stop playing with me. I'm telling y'all right now. Yeah, that's for my dad, Uncle Greg.
Ms. Smith, hold on a second. I don't know if you were moving the phone, but it was kind of going in and out.
Yes, this is a recording from my phone.
Okay, but you could hear the whole voicemail, right? Because it was kind of going in and out. I don't know if that was.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a whole voicemail.
Okay, so because it went in and out, so I don't know if you moved the phone or if that's how it was on the voicemail. Try playing it.
Yes, because I couldn't understand nothing. Try again. Come on.
I said what I said, bro. Stop trying me. Stop playing with me. I would have never got this piped up or mad if you would have strapped Randy in, or you would have said, Christopher, strap her in. Nigga, you came to my car and you didn't say nothing, bro. You said Randy right there, shut the door and left, and hopped in the car with your mom. Stop playing with me. Both of y'all stop playing with me. And I'm on that. And I'm telling y'all both of y'all right now, and I hope you hear this message. Stop fucking playing with me. I'm gonna slap the shit out of both of y'all. That's on my dead Uncle Grave, bro. Stop playing with me like I'm a bitch. Y'all been trying me lately, and I've been letting that shit slide. But stop fucking playing with me, gang. Stop that shit for real, bro. I'm letting you know that now. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. You think I'm a bitch and going to? I will pipe up on both of y'all. And you want to get a nigga? I'm gonna beat his ass too. And y'all stop fucking playing with me, bro. You did not strap right in. You ain't think nobody no strap in or by no fucking appointment. You put my daughter in the car. You fucking left. Stop playing with me, man.
That was one mouth.
What's the date?
Okay, it sounded like she was playing games, took the daughter, didn't say anything. This is a little fishy to me, but I'm gonna keep listening.
Next one.
Yes, this one is from November
I want
22nd.
you to realize, so you doing all this popping and doing all this, I'm a deadbeat. But if you ain't, nigga, you ain't shit without me. If you were to move, nigga, you could not raise Randy by yourself on your own, nigga, at all, bro. You a fool, bro. You not even built like that. You can't even get on raise Randy and do your homework at the same time. Fuck you think you mean? You think you raise Randy by yourself? Like, man, get the fuck out of here. So why I'm a dead.
You hear her here, it's like she's triggering him because and men, y'all gotta stop falling for this. Y'all gotta stop falling for when a female gets you upset, you call and you leaving voicemails like this, because from my standpoint, it sounded like she was messing with him and antagonizing him, and this is him responding. He's responding to her, calling him a deadbeat. He's responding to her making up lies about a doctor's appointment when she lied about the doctor's appointment. She doing all of that to get him riled up, and he gonna call and leave a message like that. Now, him talking about he gonna slap somebody, that is a threat, but we'll see how serious the court takes it. The way she was making it sound like it was like bodily threats, like he was really gonna harm her, but it was just like, leave me alone. And then this one, he's basically saying, you call me a deadbeat, and now you trying to play like you can raise your daughter without me. You can't. You a lame, whatever. But let's continue.
Deadbeat, and you want me to call you a great mom? Man, fuck out. You ain't no great mom. You a goddamn bullshit ass mama, and you a slut. You ain't shit.
That's it.
Okay.
That was the second voice recording, and not the rest are text messages.
Okay, so even with the second voice recording that she just played, that wasn't a threat. He was just telling her she wasn't an ain't shit mom. He was responding to her, calling him a deadbeat. So I don't see what that was, but we'll see what the judge says about that.
Okay, do you want to share your screen to show me a text message? Just tell me,
Yes.
The date they were sent.
There's 4 attachments. This is the first one.
Okay, Mr. Williams, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. What's the date on this?
I accidentally cut off the date on this one.
But do you know when it was? I mean,
Everything has been happening from November to now, the end of November to now.
were these the 2 voicemails?
Those are other voicemails. No, ma'am, those aren't the ones I just played.
So you're the blue, he's the...
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Let's read these messages. Hold on. Okay, so she was the blue and he's the gray. And then he put, for example, you could have just sent back the Reebok in the Mickey Mouse outfit. Not all these damn clothes. You petty ass and you lame. Dick out ass girl. Make you give me everything. Thinks you want to be petty and send back clothes we brought to stay over there. Just get your nigga so I can beat his ass and yours. I'ma end up slapping the shit out of you doing all this petty shit. Try me. Now, as I'm looking at this pattern, she is consistently and first of all, she got his phone number up there. She probably should have blurred that out because it's all over YouTube. Second of all, he's telling her like you doing all this stuff, and she put wrap her in her blanket and pull in the driveway. Like he's explaining right now that all the stuff he done bought her, she done gave back. This is some petty stuff. She being weird. I don't know. It's a little weird.
Okay.
but you want to go have fun and be a hoe, go ahead. Just don't do that hoe ass shit around my daughter. I'm gonna switch cheese you and your new nigga on whatever. Play with me. All right, he don't want his girlfriend being a hoe in front of her daughter. Okay, whatever, but he's still making threats. Let's continue.
Okay.
Okay, shit, and you can't see. She got the messages blocked, like up there. I can't see what he say on the top. Shit going, and you can't do shit at all. You still a fucking child. It sounds like she's being like throwing rocks and hiding her hands. You still a fucking child that gets controlled by her folks. While you going on dates, dick hopping around about a nigga spending money, nigga say your bread, get yourself a car, finish school so your folks can stop controlling you. Read what I said. Whack ass mama, she put heard you. He said, shut the F up. I don't want you to hear me blank. Do better for yourself. Always talk down on me, but you whack and mama and I don't have no respect. Whack A was gonna keep my daughter away from me on Christmas. I'm on your bumper. He didn't say that, but you know, YouTube will be on. My daughter, you whack, was gonna keep my daughter away from on Christmas. For now on, I'm on your blank. Got a problem? Go get your dude so I could beat his butt and I could beat yours. And he always say the same thing. It don't change. But let's continue.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. All right.
Something
Go ahead,
fishy.
Mr. Williams.
Can you hear me?
Whoever you were texting, if that's who you were texting, she can't testify. If you were just texting your mother, she can't text because you were texting somebody.
No, I wasn't texting my mother.
You weren't paying attention, but hopefully, go ahead, you can respond.
First off, the recording she played, the only reason why I sent that recording is because when I came to pick up my daughter, she came out, she threw the bags in my car, she sat my daughter down, slammed my door, and walked away and got in the car and drove off with her brother. So out of anger, I sent that message. Second,
you said, you know, N-word, F, I'm gonna slap the shit out of both of them.
yes, ma'am. That's the only reason I say I wasn't raised like that. I just said it out of anger because I was mad at the time. I'm not
Yeah, but all those texts, are they out of anger too?
ma'am.
Those text messages in the second voicemail, they're out of anger too?
Me and Miss Smith go back and forth with each other. We argue with each other. We say disrespectful things to each other. The only difference is she screenshots what I say and she shows her parent and she don't screenshot what she says to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take accountability and responsibility for the words I said and my actions that I put on in this text message that I said to her and her mom. And I also want to apologize for what I said because I wasn't raised like that. And I would never let nobody pull me out of character to keep me away from my.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. But you know what? Even with him saying that, all those threats and all the threats he's been saying to her since November, he hasn't done anything to her. So that means he was just upset. Like he has not touched her once. She ain't got not one police report saying this man hit her. Let's go.
Daughter. All this is bogus, Your Honor. I see my daughter 5 days out the week. I get her every day out the week. I drive 38 minutes to get my daughter. They even said out their mouth that I'm a good parent. This is the only incident that ever happened, and I haven't seen my daughter since the 25th because of this incident. The only reason why I came to her house January 2nd is because I haven't seen my daughter in 5 days because I had knee surgery. So I was going to get my daughter. With her permission, I told her I was outside. I never knew her dad was there. I never knew her dad was coming to talk to me. None of that. I just came to get my daughter with my mother and leave. When I got there, her dad came outside, approached the car, banged on the window on the right side. Then he came to my side, started putting his hands in my face. Then that's when I got the car. He kept having his hands in my face. I asked him nicely to back up, please. I'm not here for that. I came to get my daughter to leave. He never backed up, not once. Then he spit on me. That's when I pushed him out my face because he spit on me. After he pushed me out my face, it got into an altercation. All three of them, Miss Smith, her dad, and her mom was outside trying to fight me while they left my baby inside the house by herself. That's the only reason why I even got even more mad because I was telling them to go get my child. And they told me no. When they told me no to get off their property, I left. Never came back once, never texted her again. I haven't seen my daughter since the 25th. It's the longest I ever in my life been away from my daughter since she been born. I never been away from her for 2 months and a half. They have let me see her in 2 months. I should get her every day. I drive.
Hey, did y'all see the lady at the bottom? Kim, them, did you see the like smirk lip curl? Look, I'm gonna go back.
So they out of anger too?
I never been away from her for 2 months and
You
a
see
half.
how
They
she's
have let me see
moving
her
her
in 2
nose?
months.
See that little
I should get her
smirk?
every day.
Got
I
it.
drive 38 minutes to get her
Girl.
every day or every other day. I asked them nicely, repeatedly, can they come meet me? They tell me no. The only reason I can see my daughter is if I come get her. That's the only way I can see her. They won't meet me. They won't drive to bring her to me. I have to drive myself. I even drove on a broke wrist, on a broke knee to get my daughter. So all this right here is bogus. I even drove Miss Smith to work with my daughter. When we go to doctor's appointment, she be with me. I never put my hands on her. I never put my hands on my child. Never, not once. That's not even me. That's not how I was raised. The only thing is I let them get me out my character and I let them put me in a place where I messed up and I said some stupid things, but I do take accountability and responsibility for my actions and the words I said.
So when you get mad, you say you're gonna put some holes in people?
Say it again.
You get mad, threaten to hurt people? When you're mad?
Huh?
You get
I'm
mad
sorry.
to hurt people?
You said when I get mad, do I hurt people?
You threaten?
No, ma'am. I don't hurt. No, ma'am. I don't hurt nobody. That's not me. I'm not raised to hurt people. I never hurt.
Threaten to hurt people.
Say it again.
Threaten to hurt people. That's your response when you're angry. You start threatening to hurt people.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't. Like I said, me and Miss Smith have words. Me and Miss Smith go back and forth, and we have words to each other. She didn't say words to me too. The only difference is I just don't screenshot it and show people.
Right. How old is this child?
She put my hands on me before I put my hands on her. And what I do, I walked out the house and never came back.
Y'all shouldn't be hitting one another, but there's no counterclaim against her. How old is this child?
My baby's
It's 11 months.
11 months. Congratulations to both of you. But the voicemail you're leaving for her as a mother, text messages, if both of y'all are texting each other like that, sit back and think, would you, I mean, saying this is, you know, the days of social media, this kid one day is going to find this and see this and hear this and be like, wow.
Tell them, Judge.
You know, would you want somebody to do that to your mama? Talk to your mother that way, Mr. Williams?
She had talked about mother that way.
Would you allow somebody and want someone to talk to your mother?
No, ma'am, I would not.
Okay, so why are you talking to Miss Smith like that? Because she's somebody's mother. She's your child's mother.
Yes, I understand it. I that's why I took accountability for the words I said. But it's not like I text her out of nowhere and I just dog her out. I harass her. No, we say words to each other and we say
it's not good for either
things to each
one.
other.
And this poor child. Mr. Williams, have you filed to legitimate this child?
Yes, ma'am. I have, but they told me I have to get this out the way first before I can proceed with the process.
Who told you that?
The deputy that served me. They told me I had to go to court and
You took legal advice from a deputy.
Oh,
No, I'm already in the process of getting legitimized. But the deputy told me the only way I could keep going is if I had to get this dismissed.
So you did take legal advice from a deputy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. I wouldn't have taken legal advice from me when I was caught. See how fast you were going. So sure as heck, you know, don't take legal advice. That's what lawyers are for. And what is your mother going to say specifically? Or yeah, what is your mother going to say, Miss Smith? Miss Smith?
It's my father.
Your father, I'm sorry.
It's my yes, my father. But he was just gonna basically reiterate the incident on January 2nd.
So what happened that day? Okay, you want to call him in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, child. It don't even look like she called him. It looked like I don't know.
That's nice.
It's Shaq, John.
Okay, there you go. All right, sir, if you don't mind, raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm.
Yes, ma'am.
Swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just tell me what you've heard, what you've witnessed firsthand. I think it's the January date. What exactly did you witness on that?
Your Honor, Christopher and his mother pulled up in the car, and when I was walking toward the passenger side because I thought he was on the passenger side. I knew he had just had leg surgery. I just wanted to talk to him about the verbal threats he had been given to not only my daughter but to my wife, saying he was going to slap the shit out of my wife and daughter. I had talked to Christopher about this before, back in October and November, about stop sending threatening emails. That's not good because people can have evidence to show that you're all threatening him. He said, okay. But I went away.
He gave him a warning because he said exactly what his daughter did. Go on.
To my parents, my mom's house in DC from December 3rd to the 30th. And when I got back, he came to my house on January the 2nd with his mom. And I asked his mom, where's your son? She said, well, he's in the car. I was like, where? That's why I went to the passenger side first. There was no knocking on the window. And I went around the side. I even told him, come on, son, just sit down. Let me talk to you. Because he continued to just keep.
Wait a minute. There was no knocking on no window. He wasn't supposed to hear anything that was going on. He was supposed to be in another room. So how did he hear that?
Threatening my family. I didn't know what to do. And then it got out of hand. Now he said I spit in his face. I didn't spit in his face. Matter of fact, Christopher stood up. I said, I'm not going to hit you, young man. You just had leg surgery. And that's when he pushed me on the ground. I got back up. My wife grabbed me. My wife called my neighbor over. And I told him, no way. You're not going to be threatening my family and think you're just going to pull up and get my granddaughter. Now my head is on a swivel because he kept telling my wife and me, we're both going to get it. And that's on video too. And then my daughter came over and he tried to punch her while he was sitting in the car. The man just had leg surgery.
Do you have that video?
Yes, ma'am, I do. It's on my cell phone.
All right. So if you give it to your daughter, or maybe she can share her screen if you want me to see it. Okay. Okay, so who was that in the gray sweatpants or gray?
That was
I have
no, that was my mom with a gray t-shirt on.
Okay, so who was the guy?
The guy was my dad, and Mr. Williams was in here. Mr. Williams was inside the car. So you couldn't really see him, but you can see where he pushed him down on the ground. And
All right. Okay. Any questions, Mr. Williams?
Yes, Miss. I have a question. They say I put my hands. I swung on Miss Smith. I never swung on her ever.
Okay, that's not
And where's the video of her of me swinging on her?
She didn't have a video. She just has testimony.
And I have a testimony too.
Okay, I understand you do, but you saw this video, so what's your response to that?
My response to this is they tried to do the same thing what they saying now to Douglasville, and it got dismissed because they said I wasn't the aggressor and it was self-defense. He tried to do the same thing Monday and it got dismissed. So now they trying to put up the same, I guess, video of me putting my hands on Miss Smith.
You talk about Monday that got dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
with her dad.
Tried to do what? And it got, who dismissed what?
They tried to do the same thing they doing now in Douglasville before they came to Fulton, and they got dismissed. He tried to do the same thing
Well,
Monday, and it got dismissed.
You don't live in Douglas County. That's why I got dismissed.
No, it got dismissed because they tried to send snippets of what they did right now, and then they sent it back to him and told them that they cannot file charges against me because if I was in self-defense and I wasn't the aggressor, Mr. Shacks was.
I don't know about that. I just know if you try to get a TPO, you can't do it because you live in Douglas.
Yeah, say something.
That's what I'm saying. But anyway, let's move beyond it.
All right.
May I say something, please?
Hold on a second. So, let's see. Let me let your mom in real quick. Let me hear from her. Was she there, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am, because she drove me because I couldn't drive. I can't, since my surgery, I can't drive.
Who you talking to, Mr. Williams?
Huh?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to nobody. I'm talking to you.
You're talking to somebody who's in the room with you because you're talking to them.
No, not talking to nobody.
Hey, Mr. Maxwell. I was born at night, not last night. You're talking to somebody that's in the room with you, but as long as it's not your mama, that's fine. Stop talking to her.
Mama.
No. Ms. Magruder, if you raise your right hand, you swear further testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Magruder, tell me what you know firsthand about this. I guess you were at this incident in January, so tell me what you know.
Your Honor, first of all, Camden Smith and my son, this whole situation is two young, immature adults that don't know how to talk to each other and need to learn how to just talk to each other to raise a child. I personally...
Y'all see William Alexander backstage. Yup, we already know what this is.
Try to stay out of it because my son is 23 years old. He's not 14. He's not 13. He's a grown man. I've raised him. Not saying that he does everything perfect, but I have done my part. So I don't get involved in his relationships or anything. And I've even had this conversation with Camden as well. The only concern is my grandchild. That's it. On January the 2nd, we had just had my granddaughter on December the 26th. I came over there by myself because we always came to their house ever since my grandbaby is born because they would never meet us. So in order for us to see my grandbaby, we will always have to go over there, which was not a problem for us. On the 26th of December is when I went to go get my grandbaby for her to stay with us for the weekend. I personally had a personal conversation with Cam. And I told Cam, do I like everything that Christopher does? No, I do not. Do I like everything you do? No, I do not. At the end of the day, you all have a child and you all have to learn how to talk to each other. It has nothing to do with your parents or mine because both of you all are grown. You are not teenagers. I had this conversation, told her whatever she decides to do with Chris, that will never have anything to do with me. I love her. I'm always going to be in her life because she is my grandbaby's mother. Just had this on the 26th. On January the 2nd, Christopher, because he had just had surgery, he could not drive. I had my 17-year-old in the passenger seat with me. I told Christopher to text Cam to let her know that we were going to come and get Rainy. So she would know. We never go to their house unannounced. We always let them know and get permission before we come over there. Camden said that it was okay. Once we got to the house, we pulled in the driveway. I told my son, text Cam and tell her we're outside. She can bring Rainy out. Your Honor, next thing I know, we are sitting in the car. The garage door goes up and Mr. Shacks comes out very aggressively because the first thing I said is, what's the problem? Because I never know what's going on because I'm not involved. My son Christopher said, oh Lord, here he come. And I said, wait a minute, what's the problem? Mr. Shacks comes to my passenger door and he knocked on the window because I guess he assumed that my son, my oldest son, was in the passenger seat. It was not him. At this time, I got out of the car and I said, hey, how you doing? I said, what's the problem? He said, no, it ain't a problem. I need to speak to your son. I said, no, you need to tell me what the problem is first. He's walking back around the car, to on the driver's side where I was, because my son was sitting behind me. I said, you need to let me know what's going on. He said, you can't roll down the window. I said, can you tell me what's going on? I asked him that several times. I didn't know nothing else what was going on. So I'm thinking in my mind, Mr. Shacks is almost 60 years old. So I know we're not going to cut up in this yard in front of folks, and we're supposed to be the adults over the young adults. This is what I'm thinking in my head. So I opened up the door, Your Honor. When I opened up the door, my son brought his leg out of the car to sit up to listen to what Mr. Shacks said. When he was doing that, Mr. Shacks said, no, you good, young fella. I know you just had surgery on your leg. So in my mind, I'm still thinking everything is okay because he said that. The next thing I know, he got in my son's face, pointed in his face like this, and he said, if you ever fucking threaten my daughter and my wife again, and that's when I said, whoa, what's going on? My son then tried to stand up because he had a full brace on. He only had one leg. He stood up and leaned against the back of the car. Miss Shacks, which is his husband, was at the end of the garage. Miss Smith, which is my granddaughter's mother, she was in the house with the baby. She wasn't even outside. It was just me, Mr. Shacks, and his wife. By the time that they got into it, I got in there and I said, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? Miss Shacks started coming up. Christopher, which is my son, I heard him ask him, you need to get out my face. He asked him that several times. Mr. Shacks got closer. Next thing I know, I saw spit come out his mouth and my son pushed him on the ground. I grabbed my son and I put him in the car. I was trying to put him in the car because I said, we are not finna do this. By this time, Mr. Shacks, of course, he's angry. He got pushed on the ground. So he's very angry. I understand that. His wife is trying to hold him back. He's steady talking. At this time, both of them talking to each other. And I'm telling my son, shut up, get in the car. Mrs. Shacks breaks loose from his wife because my 17-year-old came around the other side. He breaks loose from his wife to try to come at the car, and my 17-year-old got in front of him. He pushed my 17-year-old into the back of the car. His wife grabbed him and said, no, you can't do that. After all this happened, he called the neighbor tried to get him because he's hysterical now because he's mad. Now all of this going on, I'm trying to get off the property. His wife asked me to get the fuck off her property. That's what she told me. And I got in my car once I got him and I drove off. Something told me, Your Honor, to call the police station because I knew they were going to call the police after we left. There was no police called before we was there, but when we got there. I called Douglas County. That's when I knew that they had filed. They sent snippets of their door cam to say that we came over there and we aggressively disrespected them and we pushed Mr. Shacks down. After a couple of days, Deputy Bradley called me. I have the report. I think we had put the report or we attached it when we first had to answer to this. She called me and she said in the beginning, she thought that my son was the aggressor because she did not hear my testimony and she did not see the video cam that they sent. She said, in viewing the video cam that they sent, they can tell that Mr. Shacks was the aggressor and my son did it in self-defense, that there were no charges being filed. Next thing I know, we got.
If they saw the video I saw, I don't know what they could tell whether some were charged or not. But anyway,
I don't know. That's what she said. And then next thing I know, we got a subpoena to come to court for Fulton County because Mr. Shacks was put in a protection order on Chris for him. We were just in court Monday.
Okay, hold on a second. Have you listened to the voice message between him to your daughter, to your son that he's listening?
I have, and I am very embarrassed. That's one thing about me, Your Honor. And I've even had a conversation. I've never even talked to Mr. Shacks by high and by. But as far as Camden and her mother, they have called me before about my son's, his words and stuff. And I have even gotten on Chris about that to tell him, where did you get that from? How can you disrespect anybody? She's the mother of your child. I've never condoned him of none of this. And Miss Smith know this and Miss Shacks know this. Mr. Shacks, I don't know. Again, every time we came over there, he was either cutting grass, it was high and by. I never had an encounter with him until January the 2nd.
So,
but I am very embarrassed about that. And all of that Miss Smith is talking about is stuff that they've already talked about. We have not been over there since December the 26th. He's already apologized because they both talk to each other like that, Your Honor. They both do. But Chris knows better. He is wrong. He's dead wrong. But they got to find a way to talk to each other. And I'm not being biased because it's just my son. I've always looked at both of them. Her parents only look at what Christopher does. Cam don't do nothing. And Cam is the only one that physically has put her hands on Chris because she slapped him in the face with his baby in the hand because she didn't like what he said. And I had to go over there and talk to her again with her mom. And her mom even said, I told Cam she can't be putting her hands on people because what if Krista was a different person and would have hit her and it would have been a whole nother story. Now we here. Well, if Mr. Shaxton then wanted to talk.
Woo, child, this is a whole different story. We gonna see how this plays out, y'all.
Your Honor, we could have set this up. I just don't get it. And it's 2 months we haven't seen our grandbaby because of this.
hold on, Miss Kim. All right, let me express it.
May I say something, please?
Huh?
May I say something?
Okay.
We have tried several times to talk all together. His grandma texted my mother about setting up a meeting to talk about, well, this has been going on for a while. So his grandmother texted my mother about setting up a meeting so that we can all talk. And somehow he claimed that he canceled it, that we would try to figure it out by ourselves. But yet it still continued to.
You know, even with that, I know when you're young, you in your 20s, my personal opinion with that, parents shouldn't be involved at all, because it's a very small, minute amount of people who are not going to be biased. It really is. Sometimes one person is not biased, but the other one is biased, and it doesn't get resolved at all. Okay. Even if she did put her hands on this dude, because nobody's there she wasn't there and actually witnessed it, so you can't use that. That's just her stating that as far as like what she know or whatever. But the girl did admit it, obviously, if the mother told her she couldn't do that. But the mother's not there to testify either. And I believe if the mother was there to testify, she probably said that ain't happened. But let's continue.
To happen, he kept continuing to disrespect me, and we never had the meeting. So once he started threatening me on the voice recordings, and I told my father, he was out of town. So by the time he came back from out of town, that's January 2nd when they came to the house. So he wanted to talk to him, like we were supposed to have this meeting, but we never had the meeting. So he wanted to talk to him once again. And then this is when everything happened, because he didn't want to talk.
All right.
Talking to him saying, don't you ever put your effing hands on my daughter again, don't sound much of a conversation to me, but it is what it is.
I got you. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we brought your mom in here, you remember that question I asked you?
No, ma'am. Can you repeat it?
Did those text messages and those voicemails, would you speak to your mother like that?
No, ma'am. I said no, ma'am.
Okay. So then I said, well, why are you speaking to Ms. Smith like that? She's also somebody's mother.
Exactly. I said I was wrong, but we
And
both
I
do it.
said you were wrong, but neither one of you should be sending. Y'all have a child. How many times do I say? Y'all pick one another to have a kid with. Whether y'all regret being together or not, there's a child there.
Together.
So y'all are stuck with one another for the rest of your life. To the point that it has to deal with a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And and I say this, young folks today,
yes,
just
tell it,
skyrocket to violence and stuff like that. It's like, wow. I just don't understand. And it's sad that the parents try to get involved to me. Y'all are grown. Y'all have had a child.
Thank you.
Y'all should need mom and daddy to intervene and help y'all, tell y'all how to get along.
Mm-hmm.
You really shouldn't. but we got this 11-month-old child. Mr. Williams, you said you have not filed to legitimate yet because you took law advice from a sheriff.
Yes, ma'am.
So right now, I can't make Miss Smith let you see this child because you have no rights. Me and you have the same amount of rights for this child.
Dang.
Zero.
Dang.
Zero.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Williams.
no, hold on. So that's how that goes. None. And I want all dads to try to go ahead, legitimate their children, get an order from a judge, get a parenting plan. So when you're getting along, everything's great. The minute something goes south, what do y'all want to say? You can't see this kid. Not today, not today.
Yep, exactly. You know what?
That ain't anything. Unfortunately, there has to be something in wrong.
And you know what? What I like about this judge, she's seeing it for what it is. They fight each other. And that's what I love, that judges are starting to see through this. They fight each other. And what I say, the same hyena behavior, what they do. He's abusive towards me. He's emotionally abusive towards me. Don't none of that matter. Just because they want to take a control of the fact that they had they had the baby. And you know, different states is different laws, but he needs to take her to court like yesterday. And it looks like he's already in the process. He got some wrong advice. This is why I tell people you can't really listen to police officers. That's why police officers don't get in civil matters. They only supposed to enforce whatever the courts state. Okay, so all that is crazy. Or if they witness some criminal activity, they do an investigation on it and they'll proceed to do an arrest or not. Okay, so the fact that they tried to do it in different counties is crazy too. But I'm glad that the judge sees the goofiness between them both. He mentally needs to grow up, and this is what I be saying, like emotionally he takes on his mother's traits, because when he's frustrated or he's angry, he lashes out like that. You can't do that, especially not as no man. Okay, even if you're mad and you're upset, obviously the man's not abusive, because he done made all kinds of threats like this, and there's not one type of iota of evidence that he put his hands on her, nor has she said it. So we know he ain't put his hands on her. She said emotional abuse and everything. She danced around him saying that he actually even physically put his hands on her. She said he put his hands on her daddy, but he didn't put his hands on her. And we see why he put his hands on her daddy, obviously based on the testimony that the mama gave, right? So it is what it is, but he needs to take her to court. And women, this I say, as soon as they get mad or they get upset, all of a sudden he's aggressive, he's disrespectful, he's not respecting me, blah, 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 they want what they want, but she didn't put her hands on him. And in my opinion, he needs to start recording that stuff too. They want to record and send clips like they Keke Palmer. Then he needs to do the same thing. He needs to be Darius and have his proof. Okay, that's what needs to go on here. Let's see what else the judge got to say about this, because obviously he can't see the child until he take her to court. But this is for the protection order, so let's see what's stated.
Right, and saying when Joe both have time with children. Just maybe stuff happened back when I was young like this, but I don't think up in my 50s, I don't think stuff like this happened. I think people I know. What helped my father if he'd have hit my mother? Ooh. He'd be the one that wasn't here. Leukemia took her, but trust me, he wouldn't have been around too much. But so, in talking to one another like that, I never even heard my parents yell at each other. But I want them old people like your mom, she never even probably saw her parents kiss, because they just didn't do that stuff in front of their kids. I don't know why. But so they kept everything. They were a parent in front of you. That was it. A parent. So that this fight happened, and I get dad's running out there because he's trying to protect his daughter, just like your mama wanted to protect you. And if somebody spit in somebody's face, wrong. He did have grown people acting very immature. So Ms. Smith, tell me this: what is it you want me to put? You're asking me to put this place 12 months so that he doesn't come around you and he doesn't see the kid and all that. That's what you're asking me to do?
No, ma'am. It's not my intentions to keep. I'm sorry. It's not my intentions.
Wait a minute. Did something I say hit a chord? Oh my God.
What just happened?
It's not my intention to keep Rainy from him at all.
Wait a minute. Wait. What just happened?
Like, I know he loves her.
Girl, wait. What happened? Does anybody know what happened? Somebody help me. I need an adult. Okay. I guess we'll continue. I don't know what happened. I'm really confused. Let's rewind it, child. Girl, because I don't know what happened.
Hit somebody's face, that's wrong.
Right.
You did have grown people acting very immature.
Right. Because he shouldn't have did that at all.
Tell me this. What is it you want me to put? You're asking me to put this place for 12 months so that he doesn't come around you and he doesn't see the kid and all that. That's what you're asking me to do?
No, ma'am. It's not my intentions to keep. I'm sorry. It's not my.
Wait a minute. Did something I say hit a chord? Oh my God.
It's not my intentions to keep Rainy from him at all. Like, I know he loves her and I know she misses him, but it's like, I just want to stop being disrespected. I just want to stop being threatened. Like, I've been going through a lot. I'm in school and I work, so it's been a lot on me just this month where he hasn't seen her. So I I need help too. He's her father. So
you made that clear on voicemail. You ain't shit. You shit.
Right. But it's like, I understand he just says that stuff out of anger, but it's like, I just want it to stop. But I do want him to be able to see his daughter. But I would
wait a minute. She just said she just realized he does that out of anger. She just wants it to stop. A temporary protection order is not because you don't like what somebody is saying. It's because you feel threatened. So the fact that she stated that, child, the ghetto. This is crazy. I don't agree with that.
like to set up, like, I think it's called, what you said, a parenting plan, so that he can see her on certain days. I don't want to keep her from him at all. That's not my intentions. I
want the disrespect to stop for me too. Like, I want to stop being disrespectful.
Mr. Williams, she's talking to me. What did you just say?
I said I want to stop being disrespectful.
Mr. Williams, I just saw you. I'm muting you. I just saw you when you leaned back. I just saw you do that. So I'm seeing right now how you're getting angry like that. But you just seriously, I can read lips. I don't have such a good view of your face. And you said, no, not. What I'm trying to do is take care of this kid. And Miss Smith, you always need grandma and grandpa. Because they're going to, first of all, they're going to get in there and teach y'all that y'all don't know anything about parenting. Maybe.
And see, he too god dang emotional. He needs to calm down. Like this why you need some type of father figure in your life, because somebody did, hey, cut that out. Telling you, he too emotional.
They've raised kids, you have, but they're going to be there to help you guys with everything you need. And this child is going to be that village is going to raise this child. So, Ms. Smith, are you asking for a protective order to be in place for him for a couple months? Or what is it that you tell me what you want?
Yes, ma'am. I would like a couple of months, but I also would like him to be able to see his child as well. But I can meet his mom or his grandmother to pick her up somewhere. If we can have a safe place to set up and specific times and days, but I would like him to stay away from me. Yes, ma'am.
You need some time.
Yes, I don't need the full 12 months, but
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Williams. What schedule do you want, and what do you do for a living? Take yourself off mute. No more F-bombs. Where do you work, sir?
I mean, I can't work right now because I just had surgery on my knee. So only thing I can do right now is go to physical therapy. And
so after this, where do you work? You can go. What did you do for a living, or where did you work?
I worked at DHL before my car accident.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here's what I will do. How about this? We can do a couple things. One, TPO is going to mess with your employment. I can extend the ex parte for 60 days so that it'll still be in place. And that way, and you, if we can put in there that it's in place and that you'll talk with Ms. Magruder and y'all can work out a plan of, you know, certain days or times, stuff like that. How about that? And I'll put in there that he gets to see the child, you know, y'all are going to agree on parenting time. So I don't know, something y'all want to put in writing, but obviously you and Ms. Magruder can get along. And so y'all can talk and meet somewhere else. And Mr. Williams, stay away. Get in there, legitimate your kids. Stop taking legal advice from sheriffs. Love them, but they don't know anything about the civil process and how some of the laws work. So I'll give you time to file your case to legitimate this child and get parenting plans set down. And also there they talk about child support and things like that. But this way it's not affecting you because there's no final order. Okay, so it's not going to affect you getting a job again. But y'all got to pull it together. Y'all got to pull it together because this is not going to be how this child grows up with grandma or grandpa, you know, doing the pickup and drop off. So it's y'all's child that y'all have to raise. It's for grandma and grandpa to have fun with and then give them back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure grandma wants to help, but hopefully y'all can do what's best for this kid. Okay? What would you like to say, Mr. Williams?
Please just say thanks.
I just want to say I want to stop getting disrespected too. Like I don't want to make it seem like I'm only one disrespecting her or making her feel uncomfortable.
I need to grow up.
Like
I said both of y'all need to. Both of y'all.
I want to stop getting called a deadbeat when I've been seeing my daughter 5 days out the week.
Well,
and I still get called
and I would also like for you to quit calling her a slut. So there you go.
I want to apologize too on my behalf because yes, I have put my hands on him before.
That's all. That is growth right there. Y'all have made the right steps, Mr. Williams.
And she just admitted she put his hands on him. Wow. That's not growth. I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna say that's growth. I'm just saying like that's the beginning. You didn't put your hands on him, you didn't admit it, and the fact that you filed a TPO is crazy. Like, who's giving her this advice? You don't want to put your hands on him and you filed the TPO? She just admitted that she put her hands on him. This is what I be talking about. Now, she held herself accountable and he held himself accountable, but let's see if that sticks. Because I don't think it's fair that you done put your hands on this man and here you are in court filing a TPO on him because of what he said. You just admit that you put your hands on him. But hey, let's see where it goes from here.
So you're getting mad. You apologize, take responsibility. She's apologized. So lower that temper and listen to your mama. Your mama knows what she's talking about. All right. If both of y'all will put your emails in the chat, I will send y'all copies. It'll basically be a reset notice, and we'll just add a line in there that Ms. Smith will talk with Ms. Magruder and arrange, you know, so that Dad can see the child. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Magruder.
I'm sorry. I just want to know. So, being that you are extending this for 60 days for her, that he can be around her, I'm able to communicate with her because I'm just trying to find out when I can see her and get her.
Yeah, I just said Ms. Smith needs to communicate with you so y'all can a schedule, you know, every other weekend, but a set schedule. Maybe Ms. Smith can type out dates and y'all can exchange an email. Yes, ma'am. Y'all can talk about the child.
Camden, are you willing to talk to me? I'm just trying to, you know.
Okay.
I just want to make sure. I'm just trying to be the peacemaker.
Well, hopefully with a little bit of this time and Mr. Williams, maybe you need to think about an anger management class. You get pretty upset. You
know what I find interesting? She telling him to do anger management. And the woman down there just admitted to hitting him. Now, is he emotionally angry? He talks a lot of trash. Yes, he talks a lot of trash, but it ain't like, to me, it don't seem like he's the one who needs the anger management. It seems like it's her that needs it if she putting her hands on people. Is he emotional? Yes. Does he need to calm down? Absolutely. But you telling him to go to anger management classes, she the one putting her hands on people, have her go. Have them both go. Hell. What? Girl.
Now it's the F-bomb just because I said something. Maybe you need to think about an anger management class. Maybe parenting would help y'all. Once you file that legitimation case, they're going to make y'all take a parenting class anyway. I'd get a jump on it and take it. Thank you both. If y'all put your emails in the chat. Once you do that, we'll send you a copy.
Look at her smiling. She the one put her hands on him. Child murder. Anyway, y'all, that's the end of this video. Y'all go ahead and leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about this video.